Adding React Native Web to an existing React Native project. In this video, I'll show you how you can take a mobile app that you've built with React Native and make it also available through the browser. On the right side, I'm using a draft of my blog post, which I'll link in the description below. First step, we're going to initialize the project using React Native in it. I'm using a TypeScript template, but this should work also with a pure JavaScript template as well. So first I'm going to make sure this project runs on iOS and Android, and then we'll add React Native Web to it. First step is just adding the dependencies. This one just adds React Native Web, and I'm going to also add the dev dependencies right after. Most of these dev dependencies are Webpack related for serving the HTML, loading images, and SVGs. Next step, there are 4 files that we need to add to our project. I've created a gist of all these 4 files, and I'll link them in the description below. I'm going to open my text editor. The first file to add is an index.html. This will be the entry to your app. The main thing to pay attention to here is this div. This is the div that React uses to render all of your components in. The rest of this file can be ignored. It's just setting styles for making the main div full height and width, and also setting some meta tags. The next file we want to add is a JavaScript entry to the app. So this will be our index.web.js. You can see this file is pretty similar to your index.js. The only difference is this one line that registers your app root that we define in index. Then we need to set up Webpack. Over here I have a lot of configurations, but it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to create a webpack.config.js and paste all of this in it. So we'll go through this file quickly. First of all, you have to list every React Native library that you use over here. This will make sure that it gets compiled into React Native Web for your browser. You can see that it's being included in the Babel configuration. And then we have our image loaders down here, SVG, GIFs, JPEGs, and PNG files. So we'll put all of these in the Webpack config. Down here we have plugins to load the HTML, hot module reloading, and a quick fix to have the dev variable available in React Native Web. So our app is ready. One last step to do is to replace this app.tsx. Right now this just loads the React Native example, whereas we would like to just use some simple React Native components. So now you see our app is running here on Android and on iOS. And now we're going to compile it for web. The final step is to add the build and run scripts for the web project. So I'm going to open my package.json and add these 2 lines. This removes the current distribution folder and do a new production build. And for running, we just use webpack serve. So let's see. So this is a great example of an error. It's because we haven't included app.tsx in our Webpack config. If you miss to include any files or libraries, it will probably show like this. So by adding this, now app.tsx will also be compiled to web. And we can see the result here. So we have our iPhone app, Android, and web. And doing a change in one of them will result in a hot module reloading in all of them. Thank you so much for checking out my video. I hope this is helpful for anyone trying to add React Native Web to their current projects.